My name is Angela Putkela.
And I'm Don Putkela.
And we are with the Putkela Group Real Estate Professionals, bringing on our podcast, Welcome to Livingston,
where we talk about all things Livingston County.
Yeah, where community meets real estate. So today we have a special treat. We're very excited. This is one of my favorite local stores. And Michelle is a busy gal, but she's been able to work us in to be able to tell us all about her shop, Ivory Vines. Welcome, Michelle Letendre.
Thank you. Glad to be here. Thank you.
Excellent. Excellent. Well, so Ivory Vines is the name of your store. Why don't you go ahead and tell us a little bit about it and where it's located?
So Ivory Vines is located right on Main Street. My address is 328 West Main, right next to Rosie's. And we opened this past June, so we've just been open maybe about 6 or 7, 8 months, I guess now. And we started really kind of as spirit wear and helping schools and sports teams, but we also work with a lot of nonprofits and help them with fundraising. And also we kind of turned into more of a gift shop. So I like people to think of us as a place where they can go to get gifts.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. You know, certainly for some closing gifts we've done, but
it's a really cute shop.
Personally,
thank you.
We found quite a few things in there that decorate our house now.
Oh, good.
And I first found out about it because of the the signs for cheer. Because our little one, she was in cheer this past fall, and you guys do the the signs for us to have.
Yep,
on
the
lawn
lawn signs. Yeah, we did that as a fundraiser for BBFC, and that was pretty popular.
Yeah, that was really fun. So that was excellent. Now, in terms of your background, can you tell us a little bit about that and how you've gotten here to?
Sure. So I grew up here in Brighton. We moved here in the late 70s, 1979. I went to Horning and Maltby and graduated from Brighton High School. I went to Michigan State where I studied apparel design and textiles.
Go green.
My first job right out of school, I started working the day after I graduated. I started working at Carhartt, where I did product design and development. I then moved out to California, worked for Patagonia, doing product management and some fabric work. Then moved back to Michigan and worked at General Motors for quite some time, almost 12 years. And then I worked at Lear for a short time and then moved the family out to Oregon. And I worked for Nike for a while, where I was in their apparel innovation group doing materials research. And I got to work on really great things like the Olympics and NFL uniforms. So a lot of the stuff that you see today is stuff that I had developed when I was there.
Wow.
It's a really fun job. And then we wanted to come back to Michigan, so
of course,
we came back.
Home, right?
Yep, come back home. So we moved back here, and I did textile consulting for a lot of major companies. Like I worked with Apple, Microsoft, Honeywell was a really big client of mine. So really major companies doing just different textile development work for them. And then I started making shirts and stuff kind of just as a hobby because I thought it was fun. And my mom would joke like, oh, Michelle's making a shirt. She must be stressed out. So it was just kind of a fun creative release for me. And then I just started getting people that just started asking for more and more things. And it just kind of grew from there. And I started supporting more fundraisers, and Pink Week was a big thing that I really started with. And it just kind of grew from there. And so I used to be out in Howell off of Door Road. And then the opportunity came up to move downtown, so I jumped on it and we moved, and then we've just grown ever since we moved downtown too. So it's kind of where I got now from where I was. So it's been quite a path.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that is really neat. And
yeah.
So since being in downtown Brighton, you're probably getting a lot more walk-in traffic.
A lot, yeah.
Yeah. So what has that changeover looked like then?
Yeah, so, we used to be more order-based, like online orders, and people just come pick them up and then maybe grab something, because we had a very small footprint for retail at the old place. And so now, we get a lot more people that just come in to shop. And so it's flipped more. We still have quite a bit that we do online, but now the retail part of it and kind of point of sale part of it has definitely grown. And, we get a lot of tourists that like to come in and get souvenir type of products or people that grew up here that maybe moved away and came back, and they're just excited to grab something that's got Brighton on it. So we get a pretty good mix of people.
Wow. Because I know when we came in to get the sign for our daughter, this was our first year in Brighton schools because we had moved from Howell schools, and she had a blast in the store. She wanted to just buy everything that had a bulldog on it in the entire shop.
Yeah. Oh, good. Well, that's how we want people to feel.
Yes. And then our sons could still find stuff from Howell, those too. So, I mean, it was great.
Yeah.
It made Christmas shopping easy because, for grandma, she's been, Don's mom, she's been coming to a lot of the events to support the kids, and she didn't have the right apparel. So we were able to kind of pick out some things for her for Christmas of like, okay, here's your shirt for Howell and here's your shirt for Brighton, so that way you can wear the right thing.
Oh, that works out good.
Then she asked, "Say, which school am I going to today?"
Right. What am I supposed to wear? I work with a few of the schools in Howell and some of the sports teams there. So yeah, we have a decent Howell section.
And we've noticed even like online, you're doing Pinckney, you're doing Heartland, you're all over.
Yeah, and Whitmore Lake is a new one that is just starting this week, actually. So, so it's exciting to kind of expand out a little bit.
Absolutely, because these local communities, it's so important for them to have their own identity and to celebrate that and to have this great local resource that you're supporting a local business who's helping the local schools. It's just really, it's kind of win-win all over the place. Now, what other type of merchandise do you have? Because I know some of the things that we've purchased. So we are both Michigan State alum.
Oh.
Yeah, no, we stayed it out. We were actually going to Sagano's for dinner, which I miss having that there. But then we went next door to pick up something, and somehow I came home with a big sign for my front door, and
yeah, no, that was very neat. That was kind of cool. I don't know if it was Sagano's that day. I don't know. We're so often downtown because there's so many great restaurants right down there. So I think for people that are waiting to get into the restaurant, it's nice to have a shop that's right there that's open.
Yeah, that pop in. Yeah.
Yep. And lots of nice pop-in items. But I noticed you guys do a lot of, you said orders, you guys do a lot of customization as well.
Yeah, we'll do customization. We'll work with companies for like their logo wear, if they, just for like their workers to wear, like construction companies or any kind of company like that, or a restaurant. I do work with a lot of the businesses that are also on Main Street. So we're all really good about kind of helping each other out, and we try to support each other. So that's really good as well. But, I've done birthday parties or girls' weekend trips, like where they want, custom wine cups or, just any event that retirement. I've done different retirement things. Birthday parties. I did a really extensive amount of merchandise for a big group of couples that was going on a birthday party retreat, and bags and blankets and shirts, and I can't remember what else was all in there. But I like to work with everybody and just kind of bring their vision to life. So.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
So then you help them with like their designing basically then.
Yeah. So some people, it's funny because some people come in and they're like, this is exactly what I want. They have it all designed and figured out. Other people, and I would say this is more often than not, is other people just kind of say, well, I trust you. This is kind of what I want. Just kind of come up with something for me. So, that makes me a little more nervous, but it's a little easier to just kind of come up with something as well. So it goes both ways, just depends. So, some people are very clear with exactly what they want, and that makes it super easy, but happy to work with people as well.
Yeah, no, that's nice. And I feel like in this day and age, that's what people want, is just that customized experience, those
kind of the personal attention.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's so easy to just jump online and order something, and you never know what's coming in that you ordered. So it's nice to be able to walk through the front door and say, okay, this is the vision I have.
Yeah.
Now help me get there.
Yeah, that's funny you say that, because I do get people that'll be like, oh, I ordered this for my daughter from Amazon, and it came and it wasn't what I wanted, or it wasn't what I expected. And now they have to like go back and do it over. But I'll make sure that it's clear, like this is what it's going to be. They can look at samples, they can try them on or whatever, just to really, so they have confidence in what they're buying.
For those of us that don't have vision, the nice part is, especially with just supporting the local community, is so many of the items are just beautiful, and they're all right there, on the shelves to be able to view. And the staff that helps you. I had an important question there because we've been really particularly impressed with the high level of service from your staff. And we want to know, how do you create such a wonderful culture that you've been able to hire and keep these great people that have been out of this world?
That point right there is what is really important to me. I want everyone, when they walk through the door, to feel welcome. Sometimes I tell people that I feel that being in our store sometimes is almost kind of social, because you'll run into somebody and we've had people just stand there and talk, or we have a table in the back, they'll just sit down and catch up, or so I like having that kind of energy and just that positive experience when people walk in, and I want to make sure that people feel that they got what they wanted and that they're satisfied with what they walk out the door with. And so that's really important for me. And, I don't know. I guess I'd like to think it's, just kind of the attitude that I put forward, and then everyone kind of jumps on board with that. Most of the people that work for me are friends that are moms also in the district. And, we kind of just share similar values and attitudes. And then I have 3 high school girls that also work in the store, and same thing with them. I preach to them about, I want to make sure everybody that walks in the door is welcomed into the store, and I want them thanked for coming in, and I want you to go out of your way to make sure that they have a good shopping experience. And the girls have been really good about that. So, and I have a couple, one of my employees is a retired secretary from Maltby, and everyone loved her at Maltby, and everyone loves seeing her when they come in the store too. So I think we just have a really good team, and everyone works really hard. And, and I think none of them, I don't think there's a single person that works for me that works because they have to. They work because they want to. And I think that makes a big difference, because they like coming to work, and it's a fun place to be, and we enjoy each other's company, and when we have fun. So I think that helps.
That's
wonderful.
Like the absolute, that's the best formula.
Yeah.
And it comes through for the people shopping there. And it's been interesting at how knowledgeable all of them were, because, as we were trying to get you on the podcast here, I'd ask that person, like, oh, surely you must be this, Michelle. Like, oh, no, it's Michelle you got to talk to. And it's like, but in your absence, as I would ask questions, or as, I would want to know things, it wasn't a matter of like, oh yeah, I don't know. It was kind of like, oh, it really offering solutions and ideas and options.
Yeah, and that's definitely how I want people to feel. And I make sure that all the people that work for me, or that I always have someone there that is able to offer solutions. Like, you might come in thinking, oh, I want this, and maybe we don't have it, but we say, but instead we could do this, and we just really want to just make sure that everyone has a positive experience, and that you don't feel like, well, I don't know, and sorry, we can't help you, because I hear that about, other people's shopping experiences at other places, and I don't ever want people to feel that way.
Right. Yeah, no, I think you're hitting it out of the park.
No, thank you.
Even though this is your first year there, I think it's the first of many.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much.
So, and what are some of your most popular items then?
Well, definitely the spiritware is, a big item, but that we do Michigan-made items. So I support other small businesses that are in Michigan and with the products that they make. So whether it's a food item, or I have like some drink mixes that it's like this infusion kit, and that also comes from Michigan. I have some bath and body products that come from Michigan, some jewelry. So just really focusing, and I even carry like Sanders fudge, so if someone wants to come in and just put together a made in Michigan basket, we definitely have choices for people to put something together to give someone as a gift. Stickers is one of our really popular items. We do a lot of decals and stickers, and it's funny how popular those are. And then I had this vision from the very beginning too, that I wanted kind of unique and different candy. So on the front there by the checkout, I try to bring in, whether it's nostalgic candy or just stuff that would be fun to add to a gift. So again, going back to like that gift idea, and that maybe it's a candy thing that you can add to the top or just add to the basket. So I think all of those things do really well in the store.
Kind of leads into my next question of,
Yeah.
If there was anything that's really unusual that you carry that someone might not realize. And so I think candy certainly is one of it. Is there anything else?
Yeah, the nostalgic candy. I carry a line that it's unique in that it's called Rare Form, and they're bags. Like there's tote bags and little pencil pouches and stuff. And they're actually made from the recycled vinyl from billboards. And then they take them and then they make them into these bags and wallets and totes and things. And so we have those in the store, and I think those are really cool. And that's the kind of item I think you got to kind of explain to people what they're looking at, but it's kind of unique and different. And then there's stuff that we do that isn't necessarily out in the store. Like, you know, you guys got the lawn sign. Like, that's something I don't think people realize, that we can do lawn signs and banners and things like that. So we do a lot of those as well. Usually it's kind of just by request. It's not something we just really throw out there.
Well, I think it's such a great addition to downtown Brighton, because there are so many people that shop there and walk there over the weekend and such. And it's just a really nice place to pop into, and that you can get the spirit wear, and you can always get the spirit wear there, but you don't know there are things that you're going to see.
Right.
That might be unique that you want to take home with you.
Yeah. And we definitely get people that say that they're like, oh, I didn't know you had this or that. And some people say, oh, I could just stay in here forever and look at everything that you've got. So, you know, we try to kind of have a lot of stuff. You know, we have a baby section with like little blankets and stuffies and, you know, that kind of stuff too. And I don't think people really realize that. So
Now, can those be personalized then?
it kind of depends on the item, but yeah, you know, when I'll talk people through like, well, we could do it this way or this way, but you know, it just kind of depends on the item.
Very fun.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool. You know, and so as you select the items that you'll have for sale in your store, I mean, is that something that's tricky? Is it something just you do? Everybody?
Yeah. So I do all the buying of everything, and but I always consult with the team because I want everyone to feel like they're a part of it. And like I said, I don't spend a lot of time out front. The rest of the team does. So I feel like they're more in tune with what people are walking in and looking for. So I definitely rely on their input, and you know, and I'll use our high school girls too. I'll show them because I like to appeal to that market too. And sometimes they're like, oh, you know, so it's nice to have their opinion and just kind of weigh in. And sometimes I'll just, you know, slide them the computer and just say, hey, you guys just pick some stuff out, you know. So I definitely get the input. You know, but I always have final say based on budget. So, but yeah, you know, we definitely, I'm always keeping my eyes open for new and fun things. And, you know, one of the things, like I said, I really want people to think of our store as a gift shop. So, you know, whether you have you know, for a friend or your daughter or your friend's daughter or your daughter's friend or a parent or whatever, we try to have something that you could get for anybody if you had to find a gift. So.
Yeah.
Well, I know we were in there one time and you guys had a good Pop-It collection going.
Yes. My gosh. Yeah.
You know, the kids love them.
Oh yeah.
You know, and
it's dying down.
It was more when it was like on that upswing where it was harder to find them too.
It was. I mean, we would get them in and we'd be sold out within a week of whatever I got. And it was getting hard sometimes to get them in. But I had, you know, maybe back in September, October, I said, okay, Christmas will be the last time. Like, we're just going to sell with what we have because it's definitely a trendy item.
Right,
so,
exactly.
Yeah. But yeah, that was popular for sure.
But even in terms of gift shops, I feel like some gift shops I walk in, it's like, oh yeah, that's really nice, but that's not going to work for the people I'm looking for. You know, that's what makes yours different. Is I did have luck for the people I was looking for, and unfortunately, I had too much luck because then it's a matter of it was the kind of shop where, as you're shopping for someone else, you're finding stuff that you want for yourself. That's like, oh, I'm like, oh, well, one for you, one for me.
And I think you're appealing to a lot of different age groups.
Yeah, that's definitely a goal. Yep. I think about, you know, people that, you know, like to have fun with wine and drinking and like with the cups and the drink mixes and things like that. But then I think about, you know, like your tween girls and things that they would like. And so, you know, I definitely am always thinking about the different markets and what people want, because those are, you know, everybody that's coming in the store. Like Ladies Night Out is a big event for everybody downtown. So, you know, we're always thinking about the next Ladies Night Out and like, okay, what are the things that we want to maybe bring in special just for that event?
Yeah, that's a great idea. Now, which of the downtown events there have been the best for your business?
So Ladies Night Out was definitely the best event. You know, unfortunately, you know, I've only been in there since June. So the Taste of Brighton got canceled for us. So we didn't get that, but I've heard it's really great. So I'm excited for this summer. We tried to do kind of a sidewalk sale. It didn't do that great. And then definitely Ladies Night Out is the big one. And we had over 800 people come through the door in the 4-hour period. So,
oh my gosh.
yeah, I had one employee doing nothing but just tracking how many people were coming in the door, just because I was like, I have no idea like how this is going to go. So yeah, it ended up being over 800 people walked through the door, which was crazy. And if I remember correctly, I think it's been our highest sales day since that. And then the other really big day for us was the day before homecoming, that Thursday.
Oh, yeah.
We were slammed, and I did not expect that. So I've definitely learned my lesson for staffing.
Everyone needs spirit gear.
Yeah, it was really, really crazy. So, yeah, I was like spinning around that day. I was very busy.
Great. Now, you had mentioned nonprofits briefly. Can you tell us a little bit about some of the nonprofits you support?
Yeah, so I love to just help people raise money for whatever their cause is. Pink Week is something that I've been doing. The district does it. I shouldn't say I'm doing it. I support it through the district by doing shirts. And so we'll sell the shirts at all grade levels. And then a portion of that will go back to the high school donation, which goes to the St. Joe's Cancer Center, right over, I still call it Woodland. I forget what it's called now, but, and I've donated usually average around $9,000 is what the portion from the sales will be for that. So that's been a long running, and kind of consistent fundraiser that we do. I think the most I ever donated was like 12,000 was how much we raised on shirts, which was crazy.
But that's just outstanding and for such a great cause.
Yeah, and this year I brought in tutus and tattoos, and we had bracelets and bandanas, and everyone was just loving all of it. So yeah, you get people that are coming in like pink me out, so it's fine. So I do that, and then Kindness Week is another one that we always support, and we choose different charities. The last couple of years, we've felt that, and I work with the high school on this as well, and we felt that mental health and suicide awareness were really important. So those were the charities that we focused on this year. But I work, so there's a nonprofit called the Sunflower Project, focuses on mental health. I do all of her merchandise, and so she sells it and, gets it all from me. I work with Veterans Connected on their different events that they do. And also Connor Shea, it's called We Walk the Line. He's a Brighton graduate who unfortunately took his life just over a year ago. So his parents have been really great to work with, and just trying to keep his memory alive and focusing on PTSD of veterans, and their goal is to buy therapy dogs for people that are suffering from PTSD. Wow. So it's really nice working with them, and then anything else like the Alzheimer's Walk, I've supported that, and then just the different fundraisers that the schools will have. I try to be as supportive as I can. One of our employees was selected for Senior Survivor, which is, a really big event. You guys are probably familiar with it from Howell. Yeah. So, so we're really excited about that. So we'll, do everything we can to support her as well.
Wonderful.
So, yeah. And it just makes you feel good to be able to help people.
Yes.
Right. And people right here in the community, that makes a difference.
Yep. Yeah. And everyone's, trying to do their best. And, I like that it's local and just helping people here. So
that is very cool.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that is really good.
Yeah, I know we just signed up to do the Alzheimer's Walk this year ourselves. Mm-hmm. So we're going to have
welcome to Livingston. That's going to be fun for us to have our own little walk group here.
Oh, that'll be fun. Oh, yeah.
We haven't been involved in the, in the walk before, but just heard such fabulous things, and it's a great cause. So wanted to support that through the podcast.
Yep.
So great. Now, one of the things I want to make sure to ask, each of our guests, it's just kind of fun for me, is, what do you like best about Livingston? I mean, you went all over, you've come back. I love hearing those stories. I've heard so many over the years. What's the best?
I really like Brighton a lot. Obviously grew up here, and it's in ways it's the same town that it was, but in other ways it's not the same town that it was. I still feel like it still has that kind of small town feel, but I feel like growing up, you'd run into more people that you knew all the time. Yeah. But I don't feel like you get that quite as much now. But, I don't know, it's always home to me, and it's just a comfortable place to be. And when we had talked that we were going to leave Oregon and we were going to move back to Michigan, my husband and I both were like, we won't consider any other city than Brighton. Like we will go back to Brighton because it was the easy solution. It was a comfortable solution. And I just don't know that any other city would have, kind of met the expectations.
Right.
Yeah. And, I lived, when my husband and I were first married, we lived in Auburn Hills for a while. I lived in Birmingham for a little while with my sister. And, those towns just, they all kind of blend together and it just doesn't really feel like much to me. But, I love Brighton. I love this whole community and the county. So I love being here.
They really tend to bring people in. I really love the culture here. And, I grew up in Farmington Hills. Angela grew up in Novi, but we've been out here since, 2000?
20 years this week, tomorrow.
Yeah, 20 years tomorrow we've been out here. So we've seen a lot of changes, but I mean, it really feels like you're like a hometown. Like,
Feels like home.
It does. Yeah.
And I love that about it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just in terms of all the places that you could live, don't you want to live someplace that is welcoming and that you feel like it's home?
Yeah. And I feel like the community really supports its own, whenever anything happens, it just, the whole community can rally around people and it's really nice.
And one of the things about Howell and Brighton and Livingston County, those two downtowns, they really feel like when you would go up north or you go out to one of those towns on Lake Michigan shore where you have that,
the little shops.
you have all the little shops, you have that real downtown, you have that main street or Grand River that goes through that it really feels welcoming.
Yep. Just by virtue of the stores and the cafes or ice cream shops or whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
The fun things to do,
Right.
places to go. And because you had Farmington Hills. And so for
I did have
downtown
it down.
Farmington, coming from Novi, maybe I would go down to downtown Farmington, but we didn't have a downtown at all.
Right.
So that's why, for me, for both of these communities of like, wow, this is really just such.
Yeah, to me, like there's nothing like a parade that goes down Main Street and that's really fun now having our store right there, so like 4th of July, we gave out popsicles after the parade and just, it's just fun stuff like that. I love it.
Well, the 4th of July one, that was the biggest one for me of how Brighton is different. So we came to the 4th of July parade. Then I'm like, what are all these kids standing here for?
Candy.
And then, you have the fire department that turns on
and
their,
then the hose, right?
and the hose. And I'm like, wow, this is different.
Yeah, for sure. Yep.
But then to your point, boy, oh boy, you go out to that parade, you are running into people left and right.
Yeah, because everyone comes out. So it's really fun.
Yeah,
we had a good time passing out our popsicles and, everyone was just so excited. So it's fun to do stuff like that.
Yeah. No, I love Livingston. It's just, and that's why so much fun for us to do this podcast and to build up the local businesses because there are so many people moving in from different areas and they may not know about Ivory Vines. It's Ivory Vines. It's right on Main Street in Brighton. It's, if you're going to come and live in this community and no matter which city, she's got you covered here.
Yeah. I try to,
You may not have kids, you may not go to the football games, but come and be part of the community. Make sure you have at least something that has the name of your community on it so that way you can feel like you are just taking a vested interest and part of that place. So, yeah.
You want to go ahead?
No, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, we're, and she said where you guys were located again, but if someone's looking to come down there, you guys have a website as well, right?
Yeah, it's just ivoryvines.com.
Okay.
We also have a Facebook page. And then I told you I have high school girls working for me, so they're in charge of the TikTok space.
So you guys have TikTok. Wow.
I don't understand TikTok, but the girls take care of it and they do really cute videos of, just different products. And they actually have a whole sheet of their ideas of different TikToks that they can do. And they're cute. They're really cute. So, somehow I think they tie the TikToks to go to our Instagram page and then they'll show up on our Facebook page too. But yeah, you can find us on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook. Wow. And then our website is just ivoryvines.com. And then I still don't have a sign out front. A lot of people are like, oh, you don't have a sign, but that's been a challenge. So hopefully very soon we'll have a sign, but next to Rosie's and 328 is the address. A lot of people just know it too, where Running Lab used to be.
Yep.
Gotcha. And
Yeah.
then how did you come up with the name Ivory Vines?
Everyone asks me that, and I don't know. I knew I wanted it to be 2 words. I wanted like an adjective and a noun, and I just like wrote down kind of different adjectives that I liked, and then kind of just different nouns, and I was just pairing them together until I got something that just kind of sounded kind of fun to me. So that's what it's just.
Yeah, it's a good visual because it's something people can kind of picture.
Mm-hmm.
It shows you have roots in the community. See the vines?
Oh, yeah. See, yeah. I could make up a whole story. I literally, I can remember it so clearly. My mom's from Iowa, so we go out there all the time. And we were just sitting out. My aunt and uncle kind of have a farm there in the pool. And I was just sitting out there with my notebook and was writing all these words down until I came up with something that I just thought sounded good. And so, yeah, there's no crazy story behind it, but I like your story.
Great. Awesome. Well, we appreciate you taking the time to join us today.
Yes.
And we're excited to get the word out about your store.
Thank you.
Yep. So please check us out on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Sounder. You can just Google us. We're on YouTube.
Subscribe.
Like
and subscribe.
And then if you check the show notes, all of the information on how to contact Ivory Vines and visit will be there. So we just really want to thank you all for listening today.
And
welcome to Livingston.